Hi, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new YouTube channel. Today, we are super excited to have a brand new episode talking all things commercial cleaning. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to add employees to your cleaning business, either just getting started or adding on to already existing employees. We're going to be talking about training employees and all the other good stuff that everyone wants to know. And of course, we are joined by Miss Anna Vieira. Hi, Anna.
Hi, everyone.
But yeah, so we are super excited. Me and Anna have, has a huge list of things we're going to be talking about today. So yeah, let's jump right into it.
Hello, people. Hello, everybody. Hello, cleaning team. We had a lot of things that we talked about in past. I think our last video, we talked about how to inquire clients, right? Now that we have
Yes.
the clients, we need the workforce, right? And how you going to get people to work for you? To me, in my case, when I had my business, I always put on Facebook, Instagram, and people that know somebody that clean, right? Usually when you're marketing for people to come and clean, you make sure that you put it in English and in Spanish. And your advertisement, you have to let them know the experience that you require, what kind of jobs they're going to do, if they're going to be contractors, if they're going to be employees, and what you require from them, right? This is very simple. Now, you're going to receive messages, you're going to receive phone calls. You have to interview the people that are going to work for you. There are a lot of people out there that they're going to say, oh, we have the experience, we know how to clean. But you have to keep in mind that everybody have their own experience, right? You interview those people. Make sure also, if you are in a residential cleaning business, make sure that you have a background check. Why? You going to people's property, right? The last thing that you need, it is somebody that is there working for you, represents your company, and they have their hands a little bit loose, right? You have to make sure that you do a background check because people are going inside people's home. You don't want nobody come inside your home that you don't know, and they might have a criminal records that, might not suit your company. Make sure that you do a background check. Make sure that those people are suitable to represent your company and go inside your client's property. Okay? Now, when it comes to training,
Let me add something in. I want to add something to the background check. So many people think, oh, yeah, just like let's hire them and they can start. Well, that is very dangerous to do because anything that happens at the facilities or at the home, it all falls on your company as well as your reputation. So you need to make sure that you're confident with this person and you know their background history, right? And especially with commercial as well. Commercial offices, they're accessing payroll offices, they're accessing the owner's offices, they're accessing stuff that's just sitting out, money, checks, everything in between. You need to be confident that the person that's going to walk into your facility will go in, do their job, and leave everything where it's founded. And if they find anything, iPads, phones, cash, they will turn it in. I have hundreds of facilities that leave stuff out every single night for our cleaners, and our cleaners are to go in, do their job, and leave it where it's found. So many people don't understand how important it is to be able to trust your cleaning, your cleaning people you hire. So keep that in the back of your head.
also, one thing that, to go is going to protect you on your business, make sure that you have a bond, right?
Absolutely.
Uh, the COI, the limit liability insurance, do not protect you from that. So what means it is if somebody goes inside your home or your client, your employee stole something or they left the door open, that happened to me. I had one of my contractors that left 7 windows open. The house was
Mm.
empty, right, at the time because it was a post construction. But somebody came inside and he stole all the appliances and damaged the house. Guess what? My my liability insurance didn't cover that. Only a bond called, can protect you from that. But you have to talk to your insurance about that, right? So when you hire those people, make sure that you have a background check and you also have a bond to protect your company. Also, when you hire people, you train them. And one of the things that you
Mm.
need to let them know, if you choose to come and work in my company and you steal something from this company, charges is going to be pressed against you. Okay? You have to let them know about this, right? Because this is not a joke, right? Don't you only think that you're gonna go and somebody gonna come work in your business. You is gonna be still something, and your insurance, your bond is gonna pay for, and then you don't do nothing about it. This is the name of your company. One thing that they do that they steal is gonna pretty much break the reputation of your company. So to protect your reputation, make sure that you tell them, if you chose to steal, we're gonna file charges against you. Make that clear, because that is gonna make them thinking twice before they do something stupid. And they're gonna understand that you're not gonna play with them. Okay? So the second thing that you have to do after you hire your people and they pass the background check, it is the cleaning training that you have to do. The first thing that you have to do, it is train them on safety. Okay? Safety. See what happened in Indiana, right? Last week. A cleaner got shot because she was in the wrong house. How are we going to
That's
avoid
terrible.
this? That is very terrible. How are we going to avoid this? Make sure that your cleaners first have the right address. Make sure that you confirm with your client that that's the correct address. Because sometimes the client mistypes something. That happened to me a lot, many times before. Make sure that you talk to your client and verify the address. Also, make sure that if it's the first time that they're going there, that they're waiting outside for them, right? Be- don't tell them to put the key on. Make sure that if the first time they are going to their resident, make sure that they know that you're gonna be outside waiting for them, because we never know uh in our days what can happen. That cleaner, she made a mistake. She was in the wrong house. She had the key she was trying to open, and out of the blue, that person just got shot for no reason. So it is our responsibility also to protect our our technicians that go out and do the cleaning. Verify the address. Make sure that if they have the cameras, make sure that if they can wait for them outside, if it's the first time that they're cleaning the home, right? Because many times, if they're already been there, they already know, right, the address. But if you have a new client, make sure that you take the proper step to protect the people that is going to represent you, and they're going to be safe in the place they work. Another thing it is that you have to train your staff. Many times I had that happen with my contractors. They come inside to clean a house for the first time or whatever the case may be. Could be they have somebody over there that might be, harassing them because they're cleaners. Could be sexually, or could be mistreat them, right? Tell them, oh my gosh, you have to do this, you have to do that. I had that instance one time when one with one of my cleaners that this person hired us to clean their property. When they got there, they didn't allow them to get inside the house, use shoes. They had to clean the house barefoot. And even in the bathroom, this is a liability. We can use booties to get inside the home, but you cannot tell a cleaner to clean barefoot because that is a liability. So you have to,
Absolutely. That's definitely an OSHA hazard.
yeah, so you have to train your employees that, if they come in a property, make sure they are not being abused, by your clients, because some people can abuse them, can discriminate them, right? So when that happens, you have to have proper protocols that they have to follow in order to avoid a situation. Because again, you are responsible for the safety of your crew. They should not feel uncomfortable to come and clean a property that they are being harassed. I had another instance that the guy hired my contractors to come and clean. When they got there, he knows that they were there because they are the one they scheduled the time. We verified with him the day before. They had the key, to open the property, but they didn't open with the key. They ring the bell, and he came open. He was naked.
Oh my God.
That was a problem. Also, you have to train them. If they're cleaning their house, they see something, drugs or something in the property, you have to make sure that they document everything and they let you know right away because you never know people's intentions. I had somebody also that worked for me that she claimed she was hired to clean a basement, a post-construction basement. But that specific client now so wanted her to clean the bathrooms as well, which was not part of the cleaning. He kidnapped my cleaner, my contractor at the time for more than 10 hours. I didn't notice that because, she didn't call anything. Her husband called me at 10 o'clock at night saying, what is my wife? She hasn't show up. Well, she only had a basement today. She's not here. I start frozen. When I came there, her car was there and the property. I called the police right away. When the police knocked the door, she run crazy. Why? Because the guy had her locked up and had her phone on him. She couldn't call anything. She made her to clean the whole house instead.
Oh my God.
This is something that happens. So you have to train your client your employees how to deal with those kind of situation. You have to have um, safety in places. Make sure that you send two people to work. Never one person by themselves. So yeah, you have to have a safety plan for your employees.
And I'm
Now,
also gonna add on that. That's all really good info for residential for sure, but leaning in more towards commercial, I would say, at least for our company, we're huge, huge, huge about knowing where the fire extinguishers are, huge about knowing where all the emergency exit points are in our buildings. Um, Making sure that you have some kind of plan in place as we work in groups. So making sure if there is a fire that happens in the building or something in between, that you know what to do during those type of situations. So all the stuff that she had mentioned is really good information just in general, but also I think it's more geared towards residential, which is great. But I guess for commercial, I think just really knowing where the exit points are, because it's some of these buildings are big and you need to know how to get out. Like, a house, you need to know where the exit points are, but I feel like it's a little bit more easy than a commercial building. So just wanted to add that on.
yes, like for example, for commercial, again, make sure that you train your staff for uniforms, type of shoes. Don't tell them to come and work for the damn Crocs or damn Uggs. Okay?
Uh-huh.
No, you have to have tennis shoes, something that protect your feet. Uniform is necessary because that's how you identify, especially in a commercial, that you belong to
Yes.
this company. It's also the same thing for residential as well. People need to know that you are represent that company. Also, pants are part of the uniform. I don't give a damn if you have the shirt of your business, but don't show up with the leopard pants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have jeans on it or you have a khakis on it. It is part of your uniform. We are advertising cleaning. Don't show up there that you're like, that you just came from a club. I'm not saying that you have to put a makeup on and look like a freaking clown to come to work, but you need to look presentable. You need to smell good. Your hair should be in the back, presentable
And I
because
will
you.
say, so many cleaning companies, they don't have the proper onboarding material, so people do not know, or even, they're not told what to wear. Like, for example, at our company, we expect DCC top, long pants, and closed toe shoes, and in our warehouse settings, steel toe boots. So many people don't realize that these are things that you as the company owner needs to come up with, right? It's not just going to fall out of the sky. You've got to make sure you have everything in place. And so, like she was saying, so many people do show up to work in just like random pajamas or leopard print or whatever. If you want your cleaners to wear something specific that, and you want to stand out and look professional, well, you need to come up with what your professional standard is for your company. And every one of us is different, right? For us, we also don't let our cleaners wear shorts because we've had so many instances where people come with shorts up their ass, or it just doesn't look presentable. So we all year long, DCC top, long pants, and closed toe shoes. Right? You can't go wrong with that. But you know what? So many other companies have different policies, and you just got to figure out what works for you. Right? Some companies don't have any policy at all. But like I said, it's up to you. It's your company, right? You want to look professional or you don't.
Exactly. And another thing it is, I don't advise people work in the sharks because you work with chemicals, right? That can fall on your legs. Another thing it is, you need to be sensitive also for people with different religions, right? There are people they are from religions that are only allowed to use a skirt. That's fine, but they need to use pants under their skirt, right? If you have somebody from a faith that they need to cover, their face, you have to make sure that is, under the shirts that they use on, right? If they have to wear something to protect, it's part of their religion. You have to be able to adapt those things to
Absolutely.
your cleaning business as well, right? So without offending them, I understand that you can only work with the skirt, but you need to have a pants on your skirt as well because it's gonna protect you if something happens, right? A long
Absolutely.
skirt as well can be drag, can be, I don't know, can be a liability as well. If you have a veil that you have, if you're Muslim and you have to have this part of your face covered, that's fine. But make sure that it's under, everything's under your shirt, right? Because if you clean and this is loose, can be a liability as well. Everything can be adaptable, but you need to make sure that you have rules, right? Written rules that people agree as well. This is your company. They are the ones that are going to represent you more than you, right? They are the ones doing the job for you. The third thing that you need to take in consideration, how to train them to use the cleaning supplies, right? Now, there is a difference of cleaning supplies on the residential level and also the commercial level. Residential cleaning supplies is the supplies that you can use that you buy in a grocery store. A glass cleaner, Clorox if you wanted to use, or things to clean, oven, stove, but it's still you need to train them how to use, right? Because a lot of people, many of those people sometimes don't read the English. You need to teach them how to use. Now, why you need to do that? Because you don't wanna a person use a Clorox, you know, on something on the wood, right? You don't want them. And you have to sit, and that's why you need to train them. Another thing it is, for example, I had the instance that, people are using chloro and they are like cleaning the bathroom, then they step on the carpet and they ruin the carpet. You need to train them how to use those kind of chemicals that potentially can, be cause a damage that you have to pay, right? It's very
Right.
important. Another thing it is on a residential level, or even also on a commercial level. Sometimes there are people they're gonna say, I only wanna you use uh green products, friendly green products in my house. That's fine, but you need to train your staff how to use it because that is not it is not a product they use daily. You need to train them. If you have somebody that you clean at home and they want you to use their own supplies, you make them to take pictures of the supplies and you research and you train your staff because you don't know what what products they use, right? And you need to learn. They need to learn. And you need to make sure that they know because they don't wanna you don't wanna you to damage any property. I had a client one time that was very weird. She was not a, like she want us to go and clean her house with the liquid that she made by herself. She made her own soap. She made this supply that is with vinegar, water, and baking soda. I told her, that's fine. You're gonna take a picture and you're gonna sign a waive saying that we're gonna clean with your supply. If anything damages, you're liable for because I don't know what the hell she's putting inside, right?
Yeah.
So you have to be able to think about those things as well. Now, when it comes to commercial, do not use clean residential clean supplies in commercial. Commercial is a totally different beast. Why? Because you're dealing with facilities that have hundreds and thousands of people. You need products that is a hospital grade product. That everything that you use it is a disinfectant. So you have to research companies that sell big products like clean supplies such as Windex, but to clean on the commercial level, disinfectant on the commercial level, also the floor cleaning, cleaning floor in the commercial level. Also, in my facilities that I used to have, I had about two mops, right? I had a blue one that I used to use in the bathrooms, and I had a red one that I use in the kitchens. I never used the same mop on the kitchen and also on the bathroom. Imagine your
Absolutely.
because that is not sanitized at all. And I changed that mop constantly, mop head constantly. Also, I had micro tiles, color code. For the kitchens we use yellow. For the blue ones we use for the bathrooms, and the green ones we usually used to dust, right? All those kind of things are very important when it comes for you to run a business. Your staff to know when they are cleaning a commercial facility, right? Sometimes I go to places that the mop is so disgusting. I don't know what they're cleaning. That is terrible. Also, when you have a closet for clean supplies on your facilities, those storage places need to be organized, need to be clean. Dave is going to talk about the SDS sheets because this is something that you need to have if you're going to the commercial cleaning and you have to clean facilities.
Yes, thank you so much for all that. I think that's all really good info. And I'm going to add, at least at our company, we like to have streamlined products and equipment across the board. So we use our hospital strength cleaner, our RTU multi surface, diversity toilet cleaner, oil based stainless steel cleaner, wood polish. We use the same products at every single facility. So every facility that you would clean for our company, at every location is the same equipment, same microfiber cleaning system, same exact vacuums, and same exact mops. So we use the same exact system across the board. It keeps everything streamlined. It's super easy to train with. So if any of my cleaners went to any of our locations, it will all be the same. I think that's the best way to do it. I think it's great. But let's get into SDS sheets. So many people are like, "What is SDS? Why do we have to talk about it? What is it?" So SDS sheets are safety data sheets, and it's so funny, because actually a while back, this was a long time ago. Anna actually told me how important they were. And to be completely honest with you, we didn't have much of anything in regards to SDS sheets, right? We had all these cleaning chemicals in our cleaning closets and everything between, but we had no sheets saying what actually was contained inside the chemicals. So, to answer your question, what SDS sheets are, safety data sheets basically is explaining what is inside of each chemical that is stored in the closet. So, what's in the polish, what's inside the disinfectant, what's in the Windex, all that good stuff. So, basically, the safety data sheets plays a huge role in making sure you're in compliance with OSHA and any state agency that might come and audit your facilities, right? You need to make sure that you have a binder. It's typically a yellow and red binder that you store in every janitorial closet that you are storing supplies in, even including your office. You need to make sure that you have, if you have a storage room, you need to make sure you have the binder. So anyways, for us, it's pretty simple because we have the same chemicals and equipment at all the locations. So our SDS sheets are the same at every one of our locations. But let's say a client asks for something special. Well, you need to either obtain those safety data sheets from them, or you need to, you
Get
need to figure
online.
out, right.
Yeah,
You need
online.
to look for
Usually,
them.
hmm
Go ahead. And if you want to tell us a little bit more, I know I talked a little bit about it, but if you want to, tell us a little bit more.
well, with the SDS sheets, one of the reasons also is important that you need to understand that those closets, those cleaning closets, is not only access to you, but the people that work in the facilities. And if somebody get a bottle and use it to clean something, cause a damage or hurt themselves, you are liable for. So you have to have those documentations. Another thing that is important that comes with the SDS sheets, it is the bottles, the spray bottles, right? Every chemical in the facilities that you have a spray bottle, you have to have a label on it, right? Usually, when you buy the commercial cleaning liquids, they do have the labels for the spray bottle. You cannot leave a spray bottle inside of those closets on the hands of your employees
Let
without
me go
have a
get
label
some.
on
Let me
it.
go get some. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Do you have the SDS sheets
Yeah.
folder there?
Yep. I'll go
Yeah.
get them. I'll be right back.
So you have to make sure that you have those labels on the spray bottle because again, everybody has access to it, right? And if you don't have that, that can be a big liability and violation of OSHA code. So those kind of things you have to train your employees. If you have a bottle that is not working and you cannot spray on it, you have to make sure that you are on the case for that as well.
Okay. So, guys, so what Anna was just saying to us was we were talking about the labels on the bottles. So we have two different chemicals that we use at our company. We use a chemical called MDRO, and then we use a chemical called R2 Blue. One's a hospital strength cleaner, and one's like a multi-surface Windex. What she was saying is basically saying, please do not have bottles that are randomly filled with stuff without any labels. Per OSHA, we use our SDS sheets. So we have our SDS sheets with all of our different chemicals that we use. So we have everything from our hospital cleaner, our multi-surface, our crew toilet bowl cleaner, our Dawn dish soap, um, everything. Everything you could imagine that we use at our company is in this book. And we have and this is what an SDS sheet looks like. It quite literally is just what is inside the chemicals that you're using.
And
But another, go ahead.
also explain there as well that if in case of emergency, if you use that chemical, how to go about it, right? If you get like, for example, a Clorox on your hands, right? So if you look at the SDS sheets, it's gonna tell you what to do in a case of emergency.
So it says right here, so for example, on every single one of these sheets, it will say like potential health effects, and then it will say what to do if there is, you know, any kind of harmful ingestion or anything like that, and it will tell you what to do. And then here it says first aid measures here, eyes, skin, ingestion, everything in between. So that this is why they're important because things do happen and you need to be prepared, right? So many cleaning business owners, unfortunately, do not even know what these are, and they need to be talked about. They need to be talked about a lot more. So I'll be right back.
Exactly.
I'm going to put this in our supply room. Hmm.
So those are the kind of things that you need to take in consideration, and you need to explain to your staff that you need to use and why you need to use, right? And make sure that they understand and knowledgeable about all the chemicals, all the labels in the bottle. Understand that the facility, their closet needs to be clean because they represent you. Another thing that I want to talk about when it comes to staff, right? We need to train our staff and we need to take care about the health safety of our staff. What I'm talking about, our staff, as you know, as cleaners, they deal with a lot of chemicals, right? How are we gonna protect them of not getting sick? Because there is a study out there that there are many, it is increasingly seen that, cancer, it is well known on, between the cleaning crews because they're exposed to a lot of clean materials. This is one thing that you need to train your staff. Wear gloves, right? If you using chemicals like for the residential that you have to clean oven, these chemicals that you spray are very
Oh,
strong.
yeah.
You need to use mask, you need to use goggles, and you need to use um glove, thick gloves to do some of those works. You please tell, I had somebody that used to work at my company that every time that she would clean inside the toilet, she used to use her own hands.
Well, I had an employee like that too, and I when I saw it happen, I couldn't believe it.
I said, no, 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 no. I almost had a heart attack,
I I did too. I was like, this is a public toilet.
Exactly. So you have to use gloves, thick gloves, to do their work, right? And those are the kind of things that you need to change train your staff. Another thing it is shoes. Make sure they have comfortable shoes. No sandals, no nothing. Because that is going they go cleaning. It is a tough job, right? So we have to make sure that we have everything easy for them to work and also to protect themselves. Many of the supplies, if they're using Clorox, Clorox cannot be mixed with ammonia or many others because otherwise it can kill you. Make sure they use what? That they have mask on. Those are the things that you have to input. The also is gonna save you. The liability as well, right? If they are cleaning and they are not using the proper shoes, they can fall off. Make sure also, when it comes to the vacuum cleaning, oh, change your filters often, right? Because you're using that often. Teach them also not to pull the cord from the plug like from far away. I had a friend of mine that have a cleaning company, and guess what? Her clean crew was going very fast, and they just pushed the cord. When they pushed the cord, the outlet explode and burn the whole house down.
Hmm.
So you have to make sure that you train your staff when it comes to that as well. So when it comes to your employees, Um, your best investments when you hire them is gonna be training. Don't assume because they are coming from, oh my gosh, I have somebody that used to work with David, they're gonna work with me. Assume they're gonna, they're gonna clean well. Every company there is their own standards. It's like you hire somebody to work in McDonald's, but that person work in Burger King. Well, it is our burger joint, right? But they have different ways to do their burger. So you have to train their staff. Training, it is knowledge. Knowledge, it is power, right? And make sure that those trainings are documented so they don't come to you and say, oh, I don't know that. I had no idea. Um, when they sign a contract with you, we're gonna do that a little bit later on the other video that about hiring contractors and everything like this. You have to make sure that they understand what they are signing, and they need to know your expectation, okay? And that has to be in writing. They're gonna those are the people they're gonna represent your business, right? And then as they stay and they do a good job, make sure that you pay them what they deserved.
I agree. I agree 100%. Honestly, yeah, so many people think that, they can just keep people at one, excuse me, I'm reading this email. So many people think they can just stay people at the same salary forever, and it's not true. People will leave. So many people do such great work for so many different companies, and eventually they don't seem like they're getting appreciated for their work, right? So they just leave. So you've got to make sure that you have some kind of incentive and some kind of plan in place, right? Like, for example, us, we do 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days of employment, and then after that we kind of just you got to have some kind of plan in place, right? You can't just be like, oh, $15 an hour forever, right? You got to be like, okay, if we don't get any complaints, after 30 days of employment, after 60 days of after 90 days, but you got to figure something that works for your company, right? It's worked very well for us, and you just got to figure it out.
Yeah, another thing it is, be sensitive about their time, right? We're gonna talk about in another video about what is the law is. Make sure that they have their lunch break. Make sure that they start in a reasonable time and they finish in a reasonable time. I don't like companies that they put a lot of pressure, especially on the residential level. That oh, you need to clean 5 houses, 4 houses a day. Sometimes I prefer make less money, and you have people happy than you make all this money in the world and you have people unhappy. You know, we have to
Absolutely.
create a companies over here in this country. We see a lot of, huge companies out there. They're making a lot of money, but they don't treat the people that work with them well. I think that we need to level our society by, have good clients, also making money, but we also make sure that we are reasonable and treat the people that work for us well as well.
Absolutely. I agree. Um, Anna, is there anything else we're missing? I know, like, so many people were asking us about, like, what products and equipment we use. I will actually, down below, when I post this, we'll make sure that we have, like, a link to, like, supplies and equipment that our company uses. So I'm sure we're going to get a lot of questions on that. And another
Yeah,
question I
we
know
have
another, sorry, go ahead.
no, we have a lot of products that we use, and I think me and David, we are planning to have a video on his office when he come back from New York because he's gonna go to New York. But when he come back from New York, we're gonna have a video. We're gonna prepare a video for you guys with all the supplies, what organization, and his cat's gonna be included.
Yes, absolutely. But anyways, one last thing I want to add. So many people are going to ask like what background check software Do we recommend? We currently use a company called C4 Background Check. It's like the #1 background check company for maid services and commercial cleaning services. It's called C4 Background Check. I'm not sponsored by them, but we've used them. And yeah, but anyway, I just wanted to end with saying thank you everyone to, for following the channel and leaving comments and messaging us with video ideas. We really appreciate it. And with that being said, thank you so much, Anna, for always be willing to come on and share all of your knowledge with our community. And just wanted to let you know, we are planning a in-person event here in Baltimore sometime in March. The date is to be determined and it will be released soon with me, Anna Vieira, and Carolyn Arlano. We all are going to be having an event. This is going to be like an advanced masterclass. So we're super excited. We had one last year and it was a huge hit. And so this year we're going to be having one, but it's going to be more advanced. So people that are really ready to step up their cleaning business and take it to the next level. So with that being said, if you are interested in knowing the date, please leave in the comment down below and we will be posting that date soon. Anna, is there anything else you wanted to say or add to this
No, I'm
video?
fine. I guess we hit everything. It's just the only thing that I want to say. Make sure when you have a good crew, it's valuable for your business. So make sure it. And another thing it is, I'm not making it's very hard to find reliable people to work for you. But when you find, you have to take care of them.
I couldn't agree more, and I think that was a great, last couple words to end this video. So, guys, thank you again, and we will see you in the next video. Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.